Are you gonna continue to be passive aggressive, or you gonna call his name?
I was following the lead, but yeah, I'll talk about Hakeem Jeffries' ass. That's what I'll talk about. I mean, look. I love him purely for the bond, but Hakeem is you would know this. Is Hakeem from Brooklyn?
Yep.
He is the least Brooklyn acting person I've ever met in my 55 years.
Me too.
On this earth. But again, I can only assume, I'm not in politics. I can only assume that he's doing that because of his position and who he is. He's like a mini Obama, because it's still black folks now mad at Obama because Obama wasn't his speech translator like on Key and Peele, like black folks wanted him to be. Mm-hmm. You can't do that being the first black president. You'd have never got a second run. Mm-hmm. But Hakeem is literally, I don't know what the hell Hakeem is doing. He's seen a movie.
Is like a dollar store Obama. A Temu version of Obama. I'm sorry.
The thing that I have about Hakeem is when he talks, I want people to talk. Maybe it's because I'm jacked up. I want folks to be authentic, or at least sound like you talking and you're not reading a cue card or being robotic. And Hakeem sounds like it's not those dramatic pauses. It's like he's doing it like he's worried about he's in a debate contest. Man,
it doesn't sound like he's reading a Dr. Seuss book. I'm sorry. That's what it sounds like to me. Cat in the Hat.
At this point, folks are tired, and you got to bring something, and he just isn't bringing anything.
But folks are tired. What's good, soulmates? This is your boy Chill from the Soul of Man podcast, and I'm here tonight with my wonder twin, Darren DB Bryant. What's good, DB?
What's good, brother? We are a couple weeks removed from the greatest homecoming on earth, and we're back in the saddle in the podcast game again. Yep. Had a really good homecoming, really good couple days with the Aggie Gents. Glad to be back in front of you guys, and good to get this thing popping again.
No doubt. Yeah, I was able to have a few interesting conversations between the city and A&T regarding GHO, and I have to admit I haven't seen anything like that in the 60 years I've been on this earth, and in anticipation of the centennial. I can't imagine what it'll be like next year. Cannot fathom.
Well, God willing, I'll be there in good strength and good health, and get a chance to experience some of the madness, and even maybe partake in some this year. Next year, I should say.
Yeah, I hear you. Numbers were incredible. The city reported numbers downtown and downtown Greensboro in the tune of 172,000 people, and had the opportunity to say to the chancellor and to the city manager, both said, having seen it, you're pulling Super Bowl sized crowds to this event, and if you're not careful, it will swallow the city up, swallow the university up without some serious planning. So we're gonna see. Well, we're glad to be back, as DB said, and we've got some family here tonight. Our boy, Wilmark DJ Mark Harris. What's good, man?
It's good, people. Glad to see you guys at homecoming and partake of some adult libations, and always enjoy the visual madness that happens in Greensboro, North Carolina. But it's a good time, good safe time. We were one of the fortunate ones that escaped the wrath of having something happen in our homecoming.
Yeah.
So that was a blessing. But like you guys talked about, with being 100 next year, I am not looking forward to. I'm hoping we can avoid the foolishness as well, but it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. It's more and more young people, young and older, coming. But one of the other comments that I made was just the influence, pun intended, of social media influencers and celebs, or at least celebs to this current generation, who have come and witnessed and are singing the praises of GHO, marketing the school and the event at no cost to the university, which is a great thing. But these kids follow these influencers, and they definitely followed them to North Carolina last 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I know this is not what we're going to talk about tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and put the damn school on notice. Get your ish together, starting now.
Yeah.
For game tickets and hotel rooms for next year. I don't want to deal with the same crap I had to deal with this year. So I'm done. I had to get that off.
No,
we are not going to squirrel tonight, because I'll be Malcolm X up in this BI tonight. So not messing with either one of y'all on that. So keep it pushing.
So, unfortunately for Wilmark and I, we lost a fraternity brother a few weeks before GHO. So he unfortunately took his own life, which is something that's really becoming somewhat of an epidemic, specifically with Black men. And I would be remiss if we didn't start off tonight just seeing how each of us is coming in to the show tonight. Mark, how you coming in? How you showing up?
Honestly, I'm showing up good. Every day is an opportunity to do more. And I just, believe in trying to stay positive and figure out, through all of the madness we're going through in this country right now, at the end of the day, you got to weather it, and just keep believing and keep prospering and keep kicking and keep fighting and screaming, man.
Yeah, well, good deal. DB, how you showing up?
Yeah, man. Oddly enough, like Mark just said, I'm actually coming in pretty good, man. Personally, got some things going on that are going well. Trying to, as much as possible, stay off of media of any sorts, especially when it comes to foolishness. A bit more difficult at times than others. Mm-hmm. But again, where we are as a country is really interesting. It's probably enough to drive me crazy, but it's not, for the simple fact is it's driving a lot of other people crazy. And we'll get into that as we progress and matriculate through tonight's episode. So I'm actually
using SAT words. Look at you. University, be proud of you.
Good old A&T education.
Exactly. Matriculate. That's what I'm talking about.
Good deal.
What about you, bro?
Yeah, for me, things are pretty good. Knock on wood. It's been an interesting and challenging 5 months, starting a new role with the new organization with the city of Greensboro. Hasn't been easy, trying to kind of overhaul an office. And that's caused some stresses and strains very early on, getting my sea legs back. So kind of falling into place there, and kids doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I don't have any real complaints. No real complaints.
Good.
That's what's up.
Good.
Yeah. So D, I'm gonna turn it over to you, man, and kind of walk us through some of these topics for the night.
Yeah, man. So as I stated, man, and Mark alluded to that, this what's going on in this country is enough probably to drive most of us nuts. But I think if you focus on the main things and keep those the main thing, you kind of skirt and navigate around it. There are a lot of things that's going on that is impacting Black people, but for some reason and somehow we kind of are managing it better than we normally do, at least from the most people I speak with. So tonight, man, we want to just sort of dive into some of that, and we really want to talk about the color of it all and what that looks like. To a lot of us.
Segue, son. I like that.
Yeah, there you go, bro. We're gonna start with just a couple current events, and for starters, man, the thing that I'm finding real interesting that's going on in the news and media right now is this whole NBA gambling ring, where a few brothers who have been arrested and accused of a gambling ring, some actually betting on the game and fixing games, so to speak, and others betting on or getting caught up in a poker ring out of all things. So yeah, man, I think that's a pretty interesting. And the thing I think is most interesting, and we'll go ahead and put this out there, is right now there are three prominent brothers, especially one of them who's a Hall of Famer,
and a current NBA.
Was a current
NBA coach, has been sent home until further notice. But
how their names can be, and their faces and images and everything else can be put out in the public eye. But supposedly and allegedly, they're all tied to a mafia rink, so to speak, who's heading this up. But I haven't seen any of the faces of the mafia members who are really if you're doing this, they're kind of the kingpins of all of this, no pun. Help me how, again, the color of it all. Yeah. Help me understand how the brothers are in front and center and the mafia folks are not. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, how could my brothers be so dumb if this stuff is actually true and get caught up in this kind of mess and ruin, their earning potential from coaching and everything else. And bigger than that, blow their freedom. Yeah. If this is, again, indeed true. Right now, again, it's alleged. So, right. Let's start there.
Yeah. You asked about brothers just doing something dumb, and this to me are folks, and I'm not pocket watching anybody, but folks that you would think would not be in need of the money. And that's why.
Well, from the reports, two of the three, I would say, if the reports are true, two of the three were in need of money. I mean, one of the things they were talking about is Damon Jones he owed, I think it was the Bellagio, $47,000 in gambling debts. The guy that set the meeting up, I think he asked him for a $10K advance before the meeting. Before the poker game. That was Damon Jones. Mm-hmm. They said Terry Rozier, who used to play for Miami and used to play for Charlotte. I think he had a $8 million, and the number may be, I don't think the number's wrong, but he had a rather large amount of money, at least $1 million owed to the IRS 2023, 2024, I believe. The one who is in the biggest, Chauncey Billups, the last one that we're talking about. Yeah, he was the one that, he'll probably get the greatest amount of leeway because one, Chauncey Billups is the biggest question. Chauncey earned, I think, $100 million during his career. Mm-hmm. He's a Hall of Famer, and he is was an active coach making $5 million a year. You would think that if it was anybody, it would be him, since he seems financially set. They wouldn't be involved in this, but I put it back on the first two, greed and need money. With Chauncey, I figure Chauncey's like most athletes, being honest, and it's the action. It's the competitiveness of professional athletes. I don't really think literally the under the table tax money means a whole lot, but it's the competitiveness of playing cards and getting free, and the concept of getting free money. That's what I think a large part of that is with him.
Well, here's the thing with Terry Rozier. His wasn't even a poker rink. His was actually fixing games.
Yeah, it was the prop bets, I think is what it was.
Yeah. And so the crazy thing is,
that's dumb. That's just dumb.
That's just dumb. And while he was playing, though, I mean, the Ninja was making $26 million a year. So you're out fixing a game to make $100,000 when you make $26 million a year.
Right.
And you know, it's always your boy. It's always one of your boys who is always one of your boys. And I don't know why these. Well, I'm gonna be quiet on that one. I know why these guys had these guys and why they get in trouble, because they ain't got nobody smart around them. Yep. But it's always your boys who get you set up and get you in trouble. If you had a smart dude, you wouldn't get caught. You wouldn't have been doing this.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, because DraftKings and all the other sports betting companies have not been in the NBA hasn't had sports betting for that long.
Yeah.
And it seems like as soon as they got it, the light has been shined on the sport. Mm-hmm. And there have been a number of people now who have been suspended and whatnot for betting on the sport, on basketball.
Yeah.
How much responsibility or blame does Adam Silver need to shoulder? And I don't know the answer. This is just a question, considering he's the commissioner of the league.
Is that a rhetorical question or you want an answer?
I want an answer.
As much as I hate to say this, I don't think Adam Silver gets any of the blame, and here's why. Adam Silver's hired by the owners to make money. Mm-hmm. They said that, I think the stats I saw said that betting has been in what, since 18?
Yeah, something I think. Yeah.
In 18, there was $6.6 billion bet on basketball. Okay. Adam Silver's there to make money for the league. The league decided they were going to get in bed, which was a bad idea from the beginning. Mm-hmm. In 2024, the NBA supposedly is expecting to get $150 billion from a betting that goes directly to the league revenue. So I don't even know. I ain't signed up for math tonight, but I don't know what it is to go from 6 billion to 150 billion in less than a decade. He's doing what he's supposed to do and make money. At the end of the day, they gave the players the rules. They didn't have a trick. It wasn't like somebody came up and said, "Gotcha, you're not supposed to be betting." These dudes knew what it was. Now, Adam Silver may have known they can't help themselves. But again, the players are ridiculous. Look, the reason why they keep building casinos is because they know what they're doing out there in Las Vegas.
Yep.
Okay. Terry Rozier, and I'm just pulling these numbers, these are rectal extraction. Let's just say Terry Rozier averages 20 minutes a night, right? And this is where the betting gets, this is where it gets degenerate. We aren't, and for anybody who sees this and isn't paying attention to it, we're not talking about the point spread or how much people win by. It's now gotten down to prop bets. You can bet how many rebounds a dude gets in the first quarter, first half, whatever. Mm-hmm. He literally told one of his boys, "Man, I'm coming out after 9 minutes."
Yep.
That dude went and told somebody, and it's Terry Rozier. He's averaging, just say he's a 20-minute player a game, averaging 20 minutes a game. He played 9 minutes. When Las Vegas sees $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 go in on a Terry Rozier, he ain't LeBron. When money comes in on Terry Rozier, who nobody outside of Charlotte and Miami know, they know something's up. Mm-hmm. And all this stuff is traceable. They ain't doing it through crypto. They all tied back to where the money's coming from. Mm-hmm. It's going to show up. They work off, I believe these guys work off what I call the dumb thief theory. Whenever you see thief gets caught, some dumb ass says, "It ain't going to be me. I got a better way to do it." And what happened? His ass gets caught too.
Well, and then you got, speaking of Terry Rozier not being LeBron, you got Damon Jones
Bruh.
sharing information about LeBron's injury He's giving out the injury report before the game start.
Talking about number 3, his position isn't going to be playing tonight, and number 4 is hurt. And now all this money comes in. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Look, the loneliest person on earth right now might be Damon Jones.
Yeah.
Because after that cat played and made about 22, 23 million, he's always found his way into an NBA job. He was like Tommy of the NBA.
Yep.
His ass ain't getting a job no more. And LeBron, look, LeBron is tough. LeBron scandals. His phone will. LeBron probably deleted his number. He will never get a call from LeBron again.
Hey man, if that brother stays out of jail, he won't coach rec ball.
Bruh. They won't let him play NBA 2K. They'll take his ass off the game. He can't even be a star in the past.
Exactly.
No, bro.
So yeah, man. Just had to touch on that briefly, man, considering again the color of it all. And in this case, I think the color is green.
No doubt.
That's what these niggas is chasing, the green, for whatever reason. And again, the other color is white, because where are my bosses? And,
ain't no mob boss on that. Before we leave this topic, I just want to circle back. The mob that we grew up with and we heard about was and that hump experience in New York was about that we saw was about killing folks and doing whatever. This mob has now progressed and grown and changed to where they make more money. They ain't trying to necessarily kill nobody unless they need to. Yep. They making money off of gambling and everything else. I was blown away with the fact that they said, and I saw a picture of it, they had X-ray machines that you put the cards on. Mm-hmm. Bruh, what in the hell is going on?
Technology, bruh.
Yeah. Bruh, they show the card. I mean, I can't get an X-ray that quick when I'm at the damn dentist. Why is it that these guys can see cards when they put the cards down? It takes me 15 minutes to get my mouth taking X-rays for and find out what's going on.
Well, I can't walk through an X-ray machine at the damn airport right now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They getting cards. They getting cards face down.
Face down.
Signaling the people off site and then coming back on site, telling the guys who to lose to, so the rich guy will win money and then they can rob him. At the end of the day, it came down, they said it was theft, which is crazy to me. They basically robbing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bottom line. All right, let's shift gears real quick. And I hate not to call this brother by his name, but I can't call him by his name.
I know where you're going.
What y'all think about Coons A. Smith? Screaming A. Smith. AKA Stephen A. Smith. With his, I don't even know the right word. First of all, him going in on Jazmine Crockett, and apparently he only knows how to go in on sisters as it relates to politics, because he's gone in on Michelle Obama and a couple others. First of all, he also gave a half-assed apology to her.
Yeah.
And I think that only happened because he was getting pressure from a lot of people to do so, but it wasn't genuine.
That dude got hold on. He did not get pressure. He got drugged. He got drugged by the black community. It won't pressure. He got drugged.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, DB. I hate to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, bruh. Yeah, he got drugged. Is it time or past time? And I hate to say this, and I'm not one to say let's cancel anybody, but that it's time for that ninja to turn in his black card, and I'm not talking about his American Express. He just, man, I stopped watching First Take, and I stopped actually watching before he did this, because because bottom line is the eye candy's gone from the show. So I gave it up when she bounced.
Good decision.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't feel like looking at these knuckleheads up here.
Yeah.
Molly's not here to give me anything to look at. And then you got this fool yelling and screaming and talking stupid. So I got to let it ride. Is it time for us to just let him ride altogether?
Well, let me start out by saying this, and I'm going to pass it over to Chill to give his opinion. So we start the conversation. I am not a Stephen A. Smith fan, nor am I a Stephen A. Smith hater.
I feel you.
Let me state that right there. I'm not one that rides in either one of those camps. So I'm a sit back and listen to what y'all brothers say, and I'll take up the rear like a caboose.
Okay. I mean, I think I kind of fall the same way. I enjoyed his show just because of the guest.
Your intro ain't sound like that.
Well, and I'm starting to even question one of the guests who happens to be y'all's fraternity brother. I'm even starting to have some questions about him sometimes because this nigga done apologized more than anybody I've ever seen. Speaking of apologies, for saying and doing crazy stuff. But yeah, I mean, I can take him or Stephen A. I can take him or leave him. Most of the days I'm trying to leave him, especially here recently.
Yeah, a lot of it has come up around this question around this. About staying in your lane, and I'm one that just doesn't think you need to comment on everything. Some stuff, let it go, let it ride. I remember when Twitter took off, really took off, and you had football players on the sidelines tweeting out stuff and this and that and that and this and the other, but everybody. What's the comment? Opinions are like assholes.
Everybody got one.
The addition to that is that in most cases they all stink.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You don't have to comment on everything. So here's this black woman, representative from Texas, who, for all practical purposes, those of us not in the political realm watching her do and go about her business, is representing as the only person fighting and pushing back. DB, Mark, you both have heard me talking about our frat brother.
I was gonna say another one of your frat brothers. What's up with y'all?
Just being too passive and quiet,
acting light skinned. I'm sorry, no pun, nothing wrong with light skin. I'm just sorry, I had to say that. He had been acting light skinned.
So hold on. Before you go any further, let me ask this question: are we gonna sit here tonight and just be passive aggressive or not say any names so I can know I'll be the only one that can get in trouble?
So here's the deal. To me, we'll get to that one.
Okay.
The reason I say that because we're talking about Stephen A. right now, but I understand where Chill is going with this.
Yeah. It pissed me off him coming at it that way because, again, this is the one person from the door who has been fighting for us, fighting for us. And, again, I'm a registered Democrat. And even through the election, prior to this election, the party just hasn't been fighting enough and angered enough and expressing it that way to push back on some of the stuff that we are now having to accept and live with. So are they. But this is someone who, again, is in the fight every day. So for him to kind of cast it off as, her cussing out the president every day. What's that really doing? Is she really doing the work of the government? Yes,
she is. She's doing work for her constituents.
Fighting for her constituents. Yes, she is. And And not just those in Texas, it's for all of us.
Yep.
Somebody's got to push back. Somebody's got to push back. So that's my take on it. I'm glad he got drugged.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater of Stephen A. I'm not a fan of Stephen A. In this particular situation, I'm glad he got drugged.
And I want to take that nigga shopping. But that's a whole nother story for another day. Because he swears he's the best dressed man, not just on TV, but everywhere. And I'm like, bruh, somebody done told you wrong. Just because it says Tom Ford does not mean it looks good. I'm sorry.
Look, I learned a long time ago, everybody's truth is their reality. So I stopped trying to fight and convince grown folks of shit.
Just because you can put it on don't mean you can pull it off. And Tom Ford on him looks different than Tom Ford on Tom Brady. That's interesting. Same designer, looks way different, which tells me that there's a style issue, a sense of style issue there. But that's again a conversation for another day. But I just had to throw it out there.
Did have either one of you guys? Did you guys listen to what he said on his Sirius channel?
Mm-mm.
Did either one of you guys listen to what he said on the Pivot podcast?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What I heard when I listened to him on the Sirius show, and I listened to the Pivot podcast. What I heard was a traditional Southern black man. Even though he's born in Brooklyn, you got people in North Carolina. I heard that black guy, that old black man, who basically was saying, "You not doing it the right way, and you need to act a certain way in dealing with the president." Kind of what you guys were saying. Like his statement was, "Your constituents didn't send you to Washington to be that way. You're supposed to be representing your constituents, and you're supposed to be going there to get something, and you being belligerent with the president isn't helping you get what you're supposed to get for your constituents. They didn't send you there for that." Now, what I find ironic about that is, especially talking to you two about it, is it's my strong feeling. I know at least one of y'all hate like hell Roland Martin. The other one may not like no, that won't even what I'm talking about. So now it's both of y'all in the same damn boat. Both of y'all hate Roland Martin ass. Roland, I know you hate Roland. That I know. I know you hate Roland Martin. And that's a story of another day why you hate Roland Martin. But anyway, Roland Martin, did y'all see Roland Martin get on Stephen A. Smith?
Saw some of the comments. I didn't see them together, but saw that he was on him.
Roland was interesting in his commentary because Roland said, I only work with facts. And he said, Stephen A., you know who's a part of her district? I am. And yes, we did send her to D.C. to do that. So you can't comment for people who in a district that you don't represent and you don't live in. So I was glad to hear Roland say that to him because like he was just, again, an old school black man who basically, I won't go and say he was talking about massa, but he had a perspective of that ain't how you talk to white people, and you there to get what you can for your constituents, and that's not what you did. I don't think he should have said it. I think he was wrong as hell for saying it. But, this America, we got the right to say anything he wants to say, right, wrong, or indifferent. Stephen A. has some interesting perspectives. When he dropped, and part of it was name dropping too on the pivot when he talked about how the part where he said that Donald Trump called me and asked me about the Buffalo Bill sale and told me if they fuck me on the Buffalo Bill sale, I'm gonna fuck them and become president. And a year later, he went back to president, became president, because he still goes back to Trump being mad about when he got blocked out and had to buy the New Jersey Generals because the NFL hated on him then. So, again, more of his commentary went to be more so of just the old traditional black, humble yourself in dealing with white people. that kind of attitude. And I think he believes it. I think he's right. I don't necessarily agree with him, but if that's where he's coming from, I think you need to shut the hell up. But here's the problem. When you say stay in lanes, he has a lane which, he stated clearly that he was a Democrat. He stated clearly that he voted for Kamala, but he also, which I can't argue with him, he stated some shit about the Democratic Party, which I think has some validity to it. You don't necessarily have to agree with everything, but I think he has some points about it. And it's some shit that Democrats need to look at too, like our frat brother,
So
are you gonna continue to be passive aggressive, or you gonna call his name?
I was following the lead, but I'll talk about Hakeem Jeffries' ass. That's what I'll talk about. I mean, look, I love him purely for the bond, but Hakeem is you would know this. Is Hakeem from Brooklyn?
Yep. He
is the least Brooklyn acting person I've ever met in my 55 years.
Me too.
On this earth. But again, I can only assume, I'm not in politics. I can only assume that he's doing that because of his position and who he is. He's like a mini Obama, because it's still black folks now mad at Obama because Obama wasn't his speech translator like on Key and Peele, like black folks wanted him to be. Mm-hmm. You can't do that being the first black president. You'd have never got a second run. Mm-hmm. But Hakeem is literally, I don't know what the hell Hakeem is doing. He's seen the movie.
Is like a dollar store Obama. A Temu version of Obama. I'm sorry.
The thing that I have about Hakeem is when he talks, I want people to talk, maybe it's because I'm jacked up. I want folks to be authentic, or at least sound like you talking and you're not reading a cue card or being robotic. And Hakeem sounds like it's not those dramatic pauses. It's like he's doing it like he's worried about he's in a debate contest. Man,
it sounds like he's reading a Dr. Seuss book. I'm sorry. That's what it sounds like to me. Cat in the Hat.
At this point, folks are tired, and you got to bring something, and he just isn't bringing anything.
Folks are tired, and you got to bring something to this thing. You've lost the last presidential race. I don't even know how to describe where we are, except to say chaotic. In many conversations I had with both of you all earlier today, we're gonna see some absolute craziness and chaotic situations November 1 when SNAP ends.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be buck wild. I told both of you I've seen some things out there on YouTube and online. I didn't know whether they were skits or not, but when I took a step back and folks were saying, yeah, ended November 1. I'm going straight in the grocery store. I'm walking out with the carton. Dare you to F with me. Dare you to try and stop me. You all are fathers. Both of you. Your kid ain't eating.
Oh, it's gonna be some John Q shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It's gonna be some John Q shit.
It's gonna be some John Q shit right now. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to come with something more in regards to Hakeem. That's how he talks.
Well, here's the deal on that, man. These SNAP benefits. And this is why when you asked me how I was coming in earlier, this is why I'm coming in like I'm one of the reasons why I'm coming in like I'm coming in. Give you some data. 32% of people who don't look like us leads the country in food stamps, and welfare. We come in about 26%.
Mm-hmm.
And then Latinos come in somewhere in that range. And I think the Asian population is about 6%.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see some folks snap over their SNAP benefits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a lot of them live in food deserts as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because them trailers are right near a Dollar Tree or dollar store.
Or Dollar General. Yep.
Yes, sir. All of them. So look, I'll be honest. I'm waiting because what I think is happening right now is the same thing that kind of happened when the real estate crash happened in 08, 09.
Mm-hmm.
We, unfortunately, because we seem to be more used to dealing with struggle and more adept at struggling.
Yeah.
I think innately we people like the top of your hand are going to have a better overall time than people who are the color of your palm, because unfortunately we are better reacting and better used to this. As much as I hate to say it, we're used to having to dig ourselves out of a hole and things being more difficult and things being harder. Some of them folks ain't, because they've been entitled. They never had to deal with it, and they didn't think this would ever be them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like these farmers. I don't have no pity for any of these farmers who having a problem with beef going up and their farms being closed down, and they ain't got nobody to pick their blueberries here in Georgia and the apples. I don't give a damn. The only thing they can hope is the thing that happened during the first Trump administration is that he comes through and gives them farmer welfare.
Yep.
That's the only thing happened, because you've already stopped getting money. No, what is it? Is it you made a deal to save Argentina for their vote and they just won? You gave them $20 billion, but you suppressed the beef prices from, was it Venezuela?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So now all these farmers in the flyover part of the country who voted for Orange Julius, they taking a L.
Yeah.
You've been bending black farmers over for 20, 30 years. I really don't give a damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't give a damn. I'm trying to eat steak any damn way. So you know what? Had to eat more chicken and more lamb. Shit.
But across the board, it's going to have an effect on your grocery cost.
Yeah, dude. Look, we're going to, if things stay like they are. They said right now turkeys are up 40%. We are within a month of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, the unfortunate part about it is we're gonna do what we're gonna do. To me, it's almost like complaining about gas prices. What, you not gonna drive? You gonna bitch all the way to the gas pump, fill it up, bitch, and drive to work. You may cut down your extemporaneous driving. You may not be going here and going there and going to Costco and going to, going to Target, going to Walmart, going to Dollar Tree more, but you ain't gonna not drive. You're gonna do it.
There it is.
Look at him using them SAT words.
I was gonna say that he is using that SAT word.
I gotta follow my inspiration. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, bro.
Hey, hold on. Before you get there, let me think of a thing. Let me throw this little salt and pepper in there.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how this is happening in all this. When you added to this, you got Amazon laying off 14,000 people so far, and they do another 16. They say the total 30 by the end of the year.
And UPS, I saw today 19,000.
48K from UPS.
48, okay.
48,000. You talk about GM laying off, I think they said 1,700 people.
Mm-hmm.
Nestle is laying off 16,000 people globally.
Mm-hmm.
The people who make, I always mess their name up, Novo Nordisk.
Yep.
Make up Ozempic and all them.
Mm.
They laying off 9,000 people. Now, how you making money from Ozempic and overpriced ass Wegovy, and you laying off 9,000 people? You know.
What's good, soulmates? This is your boy Chill from the Soul of a Man podcast, and we thank you for tuning in and hope that you are enjoying tonight's episode. But right now, we need your help. We need for you to like the episode. We need for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Soul of a Man podcast, and we need for you to share our content with your family and friends. It's the only way that we can continue to grow this vital and important platform. Thus far, the support has been immeasurable, and we're grateful. So from our souls to yours, we thank you. Now let's get back to the episode.
You know.
And the workforce being replaced by what?
Some of them being, I can tell you, Amazon replaced by they call it, what is it? Regenerative AI? Is that what it is, DB? Agentic AI?
Yep.
Yeah. Amazon, and again, that's 14 now, and another 16 by the end of the year. That's AI. UPS is laying off folks because they're not using Amazon to do all their shipping anymore. They laying people off for that. I mean, so everything is happening. You got more and more people flooding into unemployment.
Yeah.
Doing less. And look, it's on, and y'all know, because you guys are more ahead of it than me. It's only going to get worse the more and more AI gets involved with some of this stuff.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
So how much pain? We talking about the pain people going to feel November 1st. How about through the end of the year? I mean, think about through December 31st, January 1.
Yeah.
The pain is going to increase.
Yeah. I ran into some DC folks at GEHO and just having starting casual conversation, you know, after the little pleasantries. It's like, yeah, so how things in DC? It's like, nigga, I'm furloughed. What you think? How things in DC? They jacked up. That's how they are. You know, all the government folks have taken a beating. So, you know, so you have a combination of these different forms of assistance that are going away and jobs going away at the same time. I mean, are we headed to Wild Wild West out in these streets?
Here's the deal. So originally, my mindset was, are we headed to a civil war? And the civil war was going to be one based on the color of it all. That's no longer the case. That is not the case. 2 weeks ago, was it last weekend? I was headed to Raleigh to Nordstrom Rack, something I probably shouldn't have been doing.
While the peons are suffering, I'm going to Nordstrom Rack.
And I got called out at the No King's Day protest. I had no clue. I knew it was going on, but I had no clue that's where it was going to be in this part of Raleigh. Yeah. So I'm stuck in traffic, like bumper to bumper, and people are everywhere. So I sort of started doing an inventory of, all right, how many people out there look like me? And bruh, it realistically looked like a couple of specks of pepper in a salt shaker.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it for two things. I loved it that was that number of middle-aged white people out protesting against Orange Julius, number one. Number two, I was thrilled that it was so few of us out there protesting with them because we've done our time on the protest lines.
Done it.
And so now it's kind of their turn, and they're looking for us to walk along with them. But we're not because
they can't protest.
Exactly.
All they can do is make clever signs. They can't do shit else.
Clever signs and costumes out there.
Yeah. Like it's Mardi Gras.
Like they were at Mardi Gras. Exactly. That's exactly it. Clever signs and costumes. And I'm like, yo, they're, say, hey, brother. And I'm like, yeah. Turn my music up. Thug motivation. I had my Jeezy Thug Motivation 101 bumper. Because I didn't want to hear it.
I'm with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think we need to continue to stay out in the streets.
Continue to stay out
because the problem is when we get out in the streets, then it becomes a reason to start now bringing out tear gas and bringing out rubber bullets because they're afraid of us and afraid of us protesting, like the country is. So you know what? Like you said, we've done our time.
Come on.
You need to go ahead and get some of this U.S. love and protest and walking outside and singing, make up some bad songs and do all that. And we need to keep staying away and keep trying to come up with a strategy. Now, what I need us to do better, way better, is strategize.
Yes.
Because we suck. Let me say this. We can plan a way better year's worth of vacations than we can strategize to get some damn rights and about some policy.
Yep.
We will plan a vacation we will plan a 7-day vacation from the time you start 2 weeks before the trip till you get your ass back here. But we won't sit down and have no plan on policy and on strategy for some social stuff that's gonna help us longer than that damn vacation that's gone 7 days to the Bahamas.
So correct me if I'm wrong. We just came through the CBC a month or two ago, Congressional Black Caucus. What came from it?
A bunch of
they ain't sent me the notes. I don't know.
You ain't get the notes?
No, they ain't sent me the notes. I ain't get the file.
Hey, just like every CBC, a bunch of strippers getting paid.
It's a lot of that.
It's a
lot of that.
They know where every event is, and they look up and they go and get paid.
What came from it strategically for our community? I didn't get the notes either, and maybe that's on me and you, Mark. Maybe we were supposed to go get the notes. I didn't get the notes.
Not from a meeting that your ass ain't invite me to. I can't walk up in there.
You can go.
Man, look, I'm not that dude they want up in there because I be in cussed every one of them out like it's like Nino Brown. They don't want to see me. They don't want bro. No.
So where's the strategy gonna come from?
The thing is, to me, the strategy has to come from us. And to be quite honest, the strategy, as we've talked about before, the strategy has to come from a local level. We got to care first about our own individual community and do something there because what happens locally moves up. It doesn't move down. It moves up. And we got to give a damn about the city council meeting and about the judges and about the mayor and about the school board because if your kids are getting shitted on in school, it don't make a difference. Nobody's going to ever get anywhere. But we don't care about that. All we care about is the shiny stuff every 4 years for a president. And then we say it don't matter. Well, I mean, if you don't do your part, it ain't gonna matter because nobody gonna care about it. That's where it starts.
And I think it actually goes even further than that and deeper than politics. I think, with this November 1st SNAP benefits ending and just times becoming more difficult based on poor decisions that's been made in Washington, D.C., I think we got to do something that we don't do a really good job of. Let's take care of each other. What I will say is my Latino brothers, man, they'll go 10 deep in the crib until one can graduate out of that house and then the next and then the next and get their own. We got to become more communal, man.
Black folks ain't keeping their mama and their dad in the house.
Exactly. And so we know, again, we know some of us are going to suffer from it as a result of all of this foolishness as well. I mean, we may deal with it better just because of our history and our track record. But it means that, you know what, if I see someone who is struggling because they don't have benefits and I can actually afford to buy groceries, thank God today, I need to make sure that person's taken care of. But at least to the best of my ability without, putting a strain and stress on my house. But still, my kids probably throw away more food than they should. And so I think that's where it starts. And then once we get to that point, bring up the politics piece of it on the local levels, like you said, Wilmark, and just stop chasing, I hate to say this, but every ninja that gets out there and can complete a sentence, thinking they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, i.e. Hakeem Jeffries. And his boy out of New Jersey. He's another one that gets on my nerves. It's brilliant, brother. Rhodes Scholar and everything, but he don't ever say anything. And so, man, it's like, all right, what do we do? And then when you talk about politics as a whole, and if you look at the Democratic Party, the only people who are actually shaking up the party is one white cat from California, Gavin Newsom, and Jazmine Crockett, and then also your boy Wes Moore out of Maryland. I think he does a good job. So beyond that,
I mean, I think you can't leave out, even though she can be crazy at times, you can't leave out AOC.
I knew you were going there.
I mean, I'm gonna leave her out.
Well, but again, you can leave out all you want to. You're talking about voices who are gonna have an opinion, and I think the odd couple is her and old boy from Vermont. But I tie back to two things. One, you use the word which I think is hot now, but is actually appropriate, and I hate using words that I think are overused. But community is real big, and community is very important. And I think that kind of started coming out of COVID, because COVID separated everybody, put everybody to the side, spread everybody across, don't talk to anybody. You were in your own little silos. And slowly after coming out of COVID, we have not had community. And I think right now, community, whether it be just within the Black community, or honestly, man, just humans, we are at a point where we need interaction, social interaction, interaction amongst racial groups and cultures. We need community more than we've ever probably needed it. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, tying back to that community piece, tied back to something you said, DB, and something you said, Hump, aka Chill. Where are we starting? What are we doing? And checking on people. It's what the soul of a man does in all your programs. It ties back to that, where you guys have been starting and continuing and pushing conversations. Started out with the concept of Black men talking, and then you moved into getting Black women involved into it, and just continues to progress what you're doing. So if you're asking what are we doing, you guys are actually, in what your program does and what this program that we're doing is, it's pushing that same concept, which it's just a circle. It's community, it's focusing on people talking together. And look, honestly, in between races, in between sexes, and even same sex, male to male, female to female, if we just talk about it and we continue to have communication, I think it'll all somehow work out better than it was before those conversations started. The problem is we don't talk anymore. We'd rather text, or like Hump and I talk about all these young folks now, guys don't even talk to girls and vice versa. They just get IG addresses and chat and type. Mm-hmm. If you talk to people, most of the time things work out better than they were before.
The community piece, it has got to be a real focused effort. It's got to have a lot of intentionality about it, or it just won't happen. To both of y'all's points, I don't know whether it was coming out of COVID, but I would say even before that, if you go back to our parents' generation and their parents' generation, there was a lot of community. Yeah. And a lot of that flowed through church, flowed around school, but we have really gotten away from it as we've moved away from each other. Mm-hmm. And, it will really take some serious intention to keep these kind of conversations going, without question. Politically, here in the city of Greensboro, 300,000 plus people, 20,000 people voted in the primary. election is and you laugh, Mark. I'm going to ask you about that, but election day is the 4th, next Tuesday. I don't know why so few people, and I've been asking, I now work for city government. I've been asking, are people just frustrated, kind of in a mindset of not caring? D, you brought it up in the last one of the last shows that we did. Have we stuck our head in the sands? Are we minding our own Black business too much? But this isn't just Black. There were 20,000 people who voted in a city of 300,000. Granted, all of those are not of voting age, but I think it was 10% of those that were voting age turned out for the primary. 20,000 people. Or is it just a degree of just total frustration with the parties that are in place now?
I think it's a little bit of all of that. People, at the end of the day, people have to feel like, let me say this. I believe that part of the reason is people have to feel like the election or what the event is going to make a difference in their life. And right now, people don't feel like what's happening on either side is going to make a difference in their life. So they get thrown up their hands and they say, I don't care. The reason, in my opinion, one of the reasons why Trump won the presidency and continues to win the presidency, the second time he did, is because people didn't identify with the Republican Party, Democratic Party. Reason why a guy who had never been a damn dog catcher could beat 16 practicing Republicans on a stage and then go out and win the presidency. Why? Because he represented something that was different than what they have seen. They felt like either one of you traditional people weren't talking the language I understand. Nothing you said benefited me. So hell, what do I have to lose to vote for this guy who sounds and talks basically like me, being a 3rd to a 5th grader? They didn't care about the lies. They didn't care. All they knew is he talked about stuff like what they felt would affect their life. He lied to them and said, Black people and Latin people are taking your job. They were mad because they ain't had no damn jobs and they hadn't carried skills to go forward. He said, when you get these criminals in the car, when you put their head in, just bump their head on the top of the damn car. People like, yeah, that's a guy that sounds like me. He sounds regular. What I got to lose, I'm going to vote for him. And he fucked around and won. And then later on, 8 years later, 77 million people got back on the Titanic because they ain't had that much of a crash the first time.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't give people a reason to care, or they think it's not going to change, or it doesn't affect them, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
We as Black people, my frustration, and I think I talked to you guys both about this on offline. My frustration has been with us. We just get mad and stick our head in the sand. And look, I know that everybody has things they got to manage. And if managing frustration or anxiety is you got to go detox away from it and be away from it, I think that's fine. But you also got to check back in to stay current so we know how we need to move.
Yeah. Got to keep your finger on the pulse.
When all this stuff happens, and DB always says this when we talk on the phone, when things happen, it's always people who find ways to, I use the word profit, but succeed off of the stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. Like I was on chapter, my line brothers, we have a group text. I got 2 line brothers, they ain't say shit to nobody, not they should have. but they have made a decent amount of money off of just following where Trump goes and the people he's talking to and investing in stuff that the people he was going to talk to were involved in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if he's going to talk to China, are you investing in semiconductors? You know, like I just saw yesterday that GM is now taking Apple car and Amazon stuff out of their cars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you know, how does that play with what maybe the next thing that GM's going to put in? Maybe need to buy stock in that.
Yeah.
Don't know, but we got to stay abreast of the situation to know how to move, because people ain't telling us shit. We got to know, and we got to pass it around and tell each other.
It's funny because two stocks that I follow heavily and have invested in one of them, and man, it's crazy. So NVIDIA closed today at 207.
Yes, it did.
My stock that I purchased for $100 and something a share closed today at 759.
Yeah.
Damn, what stock was that?
Axon.
Never mind. Somebody else maybe watch. Tell me and text me. Don't tell that.
Where the money resides, where the money resides.
Exactly. Shit.
759, and this is, think about it. Fed's chairman of the Federal Reserve got on. They dropped interest rates again. So when interest rates drop,
oh, they did. I didn't hear that. I knew that. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know they dropped it.
They dropped interest rates, and so when interest rate drops, it's going to drive the stock market. And you know, Trump's been pressing old boy to drop interest rates, and he said he doesn't know whether he's going to do it in December or not. But these are the things that we got to watch.
Yes.
Because Wilmark, you just said it. I say it all the time. Somebody's going to get rich out of this administration, regardless of how much pain they cause and how much anguish. Somebody's going to get paid.
Yeah.
So why not us? You know, I think you said it right. It's time for us to have these, not put our head in the sand and communicate with one another more often. Man, I'm wide open to someone who says, hey, DB, why don't we start an investment group and we jump on a Zoom call once a week for 30 minutes or an hour and talk about what's going on? We all don't have to be experts at it. We can all do a little research. Most of our friend circle have graduated college, some with even advanced degrees. So you can read and comprehend and understand. But this is the kind of stuff we got to do to make sure we're cashing in on this as well.
Um,
So shit, when you start
talking about it right now, I just gave two stocks out.
Let me throw this piece in there to you on that front. Been in them, got
Same
out of
here.
them. Been in them, got out of them. They don't have to be large.
I got out because I was doing all the work, and that's what I don't want to do.
I got out because it was too many voices.
Yeah.
And too many Einsteins in the group that didn't know what they thought they knew, and we were all learning. And I've been in a few got out when they started getting too big.
Yep.
I don't mean getting big in returns. I mean getting too many people,
too many cooks,
too many cooks in the kitchen, and but you're absolutely right in and on that front. There's got to be some degree of financial literacy to even follow the things that you're talking about, though. And that takes some work. If it's not there, if it's something you haven't been trained in or studied yourself or talked to, as we talked about here, communicating with folks around you that have these similar interests and have whatever degree of knowledge they have that you can put together with yours to really and truly grow something, there's got to be some literacy there. And
but man, I don't know. I mean, the stock market, here's the deal. This is the basic premise of it. You buy it for $1, you want to sell it for $100. That's simple math. Now, I'm not talking about futures and short sales and all of that stuff. I'm just talking about basic stock purchases. You want to buy low and sell high. That's where you start.
Yeah.
And then you can read. I mean, most people can read a P&L. I mean, they made money, they didn't. This is what the EBITDA was. This is, whatever what that looks like. They're trading at 10 times earnings, whatever. This stuff, I mean, and we all got YouTube University at our disposal.
Yeah.
I mean, niggas going on YouTube watching everything else under the sun. Go and watch some stuff about stock markets and investing and real estate and things of that nature. Leave the cash money, no limit versus alone for a minute. That's come across my damn timeline more than anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can do it, man.
Yeah.
You just got to put the effort in.
Without question. I remember early conversations years ago, conversations with Mark. What do you think? What do you, dude? I'm not an expert. What do you buy? Where do you spend? And I knew he was in Costco 4 times a week. You thought about Costco? Yeah, I am in there a lot. I can't pass the location in Greensboro from 10 in the morning until 10 at night. The parking lot's not packed. There's some formula that works there, and the stock, and the stock is done well.
Everything AI right now is moving.
Everything
AI. Everything
right now is moving, and I can't think of the guy Bryant, John
Hope Bryant.
We've talked about this a little bit.
I thought you were talking about Jamal Bryant.
Yeah, y'all other frat brother.
No, I wasn't talking about Jamal Bryant. John Hope Bryant. It's his thing, and he's screaming it to the top of his lungs at this point. Like, yo, we are in another industrial revolution with AI, and we won't see something else like this one in our lifetime.
Nope.
No.
Because y'all old as hell. So there ain't gonna be you won't see it again. Take advantage of this one, work this one, do what you need to do with this one. And his whole thing is, you've got something so groundbreaking and so brand new at our age, 55, 60 years old. A lot of people are just not going to learn it.
Well, here's the deal.
And it's not just us.
That's where I'm going with this.
Go ahead, finish.
It has leveled the playing field because there are people who don't look like us who are not going to learn this. And so regardless of how old you are, whatever color you are, this is an opportunity for you to get in on the front end of something that could actually change your life for the remainder of your life.
Yep.
And put you ahead of the curve.
Right.
I think the key is, for me, I can just say for me, and I've had this conversation with both of you all. The key is, I think, for everybody is trying to first of all, make enough mental time and space to figure out what and how you can use AI to do something that will improve and change and modify your life. It's a good tool. It's a great tool. It's a creative tool. It's moving faster than we can even imagine.
Yep.
But if we can't figure out a way to use it to turn into something that can then be monetized, it might as well be damn Atari. And that's what I am working to do. Is it's hard to say I can use it to do X when I haven't come up with how I can get it to help me do X and what X, Y, and Z is, which is why I'm thinking on a daily basis and trying things and listening to people and going on YouTube and talking to y'all about it. Because, the guy in charge of IT at my job, he is basically creating graphs and charts and spreadsheets that analyze. Like, one of them at our job is all the employees we have, how long they've been in each of their positions, to tell the company how long on average they should expect that it takes people to move up. And that's divided into each region, which then helps to plan. Well, I was talking to him today. you could create that
Mm-hmm.
and sell it to somebody else, and they could go use YouTube or Google to figure out how to make the corrections, but you can sell that one deal for something and keep on moving or sell it to multiple people. Mm-hmm. But at least there's an idea of how you're going to do it. We've got to start working and figuring out how we can make it be effective and come up with something that can be used rather than me just making a damn I'm a piano song for $8 a month.
I'm gonna jump in real quick and say, you know, I attested my analogy to it to that first Casio calculator that I had back in the day, where I used 4 functions: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
Yeah,
there was a lot of other buttons on that calculator. I never used any of them. None. So, you know, they're saying now, you know, most people hear AI, the first thing you think about is ChatGPT. We haven't scratched the surface of it. My mind isn't trained to the point of, you know, the first thing I think about is, okay, yeah, let me jump in ChatGPT and XYZ. Some people already in the workplace, their mindset is that way. You know, Mark, you're talking about kind of the creation of something that you can monetize product wise, that you can monetize and then sell. Yeah, that's one component. I want to take a step back. I need to train my personal assistant, which is available through this technology, to organize the chaos at times that is my life. And that's capable, I mean, and it's capable of doing that. I can get my assistant, this AI assistant, to help me manage and control those aspects of my life. That frees me up with time to play with and investigate all of these other things and capabilities it can do. But, you know, I got into the clothing business. People would ask me all the time, how in the world, how did you come up with that? How in the world did you get into that? Like, you got to try some shit. You just got to try some shit, literally. And you may, you know, you may kiss a whole lot of frogs in the process of doing that. You may start some stuff and it failed. You can't get discouraged with it. Pick up the next thing and see if that's a fit. But this landscape is just wide. It's so wide open. We don't even know. The creators don't even know what all is capable of yet. But the few things that, and like more than a few things I've seen, because I'm spending time with it, it absolutely is going to revolutionize how we live.
Let me tell you something. I'm in the process of buying a house in this crazy market, but we are where we are. And then my wife to stay with me. This has got to be done. So here I am. I got this past evening my closing disclosure document, and there were some things that I didn't quite grasp because some numbers were different than what I originally thought. I hit up my assistant, my AI assistant, and said, all right, let's talk about this. I put it in, and it came back with a list of questions for me to ask the loan officer. It came back with, no, this is why this is this, because you have this type of loan, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, cool. What would have taken me, because my wife was about to pull her hair out, and I was like, just give me a minute. It took me 5 minutes. And after I read through what I needed to read through, I was like, oh, I understand this wholeheartedly. I'm good. Right. So there are many, many, many use cases for this. We got to put in the time and think beyond your wildest imagination, because the systems have the capability of thinking beyond your wildest imaginations. So don't think there's anything too big or too crazy to put out there. Right. I mean, you guys both have seen some of the stuff from a creative side that I've done over the past, I don't know, 6 months. You know, ads and things of that nature. Man, I didn't take long, and I'm like, why rack my brain power at this age? I'm okay with saying, you know what, I got some assistance from AI versus me
Absolutely.
trying to come down and storyboard and all this stuff on my own. I'm good at this point. I have nothing to prove.
It take weeks to do it, as opposed to minutes, hours.
Minutes.
Yeah.
And then still go in and put, kind of my touch on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my AI trained where it actually sounds like me in terms of what it spits out. So
Yeah.
I'm like, geez, that does read like DB. So this is crazy.
Yeah. Got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Take advantage.
Let me throw something. Let me be a wild card or a pain in the ass, depending on your perspective on me, which I know I've heard both of them. To both you brothers that we hadn't talked about. We've talked about the gambling. We've talked about mental health, starting off how we came in. We talked about how we're dealing with stress and dealing with everything going on in the world. We talked about AI. Where are we as a community, and where are we with doing something, caring about ourselves every day and taking care of ourselves from a physical health standpoint? Because now mental health is all the rage, and everybody talks about taking time out for yourself and unplugging and work-life balance and all that, which I don't necessarily believe in work-life balance to being successful. I believe in work-life balance. I don't believe if you're successful, you can it's going to be balanced. Something's going to be more than the other, which ain't balanced to me. Not saying you shouldn't achieve it, not saying you shouldn't try it, but as a community, I feel like we are getting less healthy every day.
Absolutely.
And I didn't come up with this, but I heard it said, and I'm trying to repeat it as best I can. If I know what I'm supposed to do from a health standpoint, and I'm not doing it a little bit every day, I am choosing to be lazy and not do what I know I need to do to improve my health. So where are we as a group, community, individual from a health standpoint, and we need to understand, and we need to make a better effort. I feel I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for y'all too. I don't think y'all running marathons and shit like that. But where are we as a community and as a group improving and taking care of our health and modifying what we're doing to do more good things than bad?
Well, in my opinion, it starts with, I won't say the easiest thing, but it's the least physical thing, because it's mainly mental, and that's improving our diet. I am so guilty of having a poor diet. I go through these phases where I do well for 6 weeks, and then I fall off the train and I fall hard. There's just a few items that call my name. I'm like Pookie on New Jack. Sweet tea is one of them. Cookies and cakes are another. I mean, crackheadish behavior when it comes to that stuff.
Not Gator.
Exactly. I'll dance. I'll do it. So yeah, man, it is. I think it starts with diet, obviously, and then I spend so much time behind a keyboard, I don't move nearly as much as I should. And that is the other thing. And I'm not talking about lifting anybody's heavy weights or any of that. Just simple getting out and putting in a mile or two, 30 minutes a day around a track or something.
Yeah.
I know, again, I'm guilty, man. And shoot, we all do. We got kids to be here.
Yeah.
For.
Yeah.
And I got young ones. Not that matters. But man, just for me to keep up with them, I need to have some semblance of shape. So yeah, I'm with you, Mark. I don't know. I mean, there's some communities like Charlotte has this big community, this big run community. They kill it, but they're kind of young, middle-aged young.
Yeah.
And it's also it's a hookup spot. I ain't trying to hook up with nobody. I just need somebody to whip me in shape, to hold me accountable. There needs to be some accountability as it relates to that. Because let's call it what it is. I do my checkups, and I get the same story almost every year from my doctor. So it's me.
Yeah.
It ain't him. It's me.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'd echo everything you just said. I live with a 16-year-old gym rat, which is amazing. And it's amazing to see how this kid's body has changed. I used to roughhouse with him. The last time was the last time. I couldn't let him take me down. And as he put it, I put some daddy strength on him.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
And was damn near in traction for about a month after.
You limped. You gave that proud black man, black daddy limp off to act like you ain't feel it. And you got behind the door and just curled up and was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big boy, and again, it's been crazy to watch him transform. But our roughhousing days are done. We'll do some tap boxing or something, but the roughhousing days are over. But need to do something. When I tore my knee out back in 2014, I used to run. I can't run, and the running for me would drop weight very quickly, and could keep it off. And the knee going out, it was a year of physical therapy. Was told by the doctor it'll never be the same, and it hasn't. It's just certain movements I just can't do. But I could do more. I can walk. Mark gets on me all the time, and it's 30 minutes doing something physical. And DB, and talking to your brother and talking to Quan, at our age, just movement of some sort is such a big thing. So I see the things out there online, with starting this, the next 30 days, this chair exercise program, or this whatever. And I'm sure there's a lot of validity to a lot of that. For me, I guess a lot of it is just mental, just doing it. And I haven't just done it. Because I am a true believer and advocate of you will do what you want to do. You will find the time. You will find a way to do what it is you want to do. And I just haven't got to that point of, man, make this happen. Do it.
I bring it up because the more and more I read and the more I listen to, it just becomes more evident that I need to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I am not the Lone Ranger. There was a guy I follow a lot named Dr. Peter Attia, who was on 60 Minutes this past Sunday. I follow him on YouTube and watch all his videos. And the one thing that he said that kind of hit me was it's about mobility and balance.
Yep.
To where when we get older and we haven't been moving, and I'm paraphrasing,
yep.
The problem is when we haven't been moving and we do something like fall, because we haven't been moving, we can't get our foot out there to catch ourselves, and we fall and break our hips, and now we are jacked up. So, Humpers, you've heard me say, and I ain't beat you up with it, DB. All my doctors tell me that, like you said, it's about movement.
Mm-hmm.
In a week, we should be trying to get 150 minutes of movement in a week. So doing easy math, because again, I didn't sign up for math. That's Monday. In 5 days. That's 30 minutes a day. That doesn't have to be one 30-minute walk. It can be 3 10-minute walks, and it ain't say you got to be a certain pace. Just moving and doing consistency will be better than what we're doing, and we'll do something.
Yeah.
So we just all have to do better, and we gotta check on, again, going back to that community, we got to check on it and make sure that when we're checking in with people, we're seeing how their physical health is doing. Because like you said, it doesn't have to be an hour gym set, or you don't have to be sitting in the sauna for 45 minutes or swimming a mile or riding a bike for 15 miles or even running. It's just getting out, moving, doing some walking. Look, if I can put on a hoodie and a jacket and a skull cap and I can go to a football game, I can damn sure get outside and walk in my neighborhood for 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we gotta, in that community we talked about, we have to, and hell, that goes to us talking to friends. That also goes to when in your guys' podcast, as soon as you're checking on guys' mental health, checking on guys' physical health too. But we all got to help each other and continue to check on and see how we're doing, because we all want to be moving around when it's G-Ho 120.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to climb steps beyond 5 at G-Ho, because the seats gets tougher and tougher to climb those stairs as the seat gets higher.
And that's why you don't carry your ass in. You sit outside in the tailgate area where all you got to do is navigate the hill and keep drinking.
Well,
man, I think we truly have covered the color of it all tonight.
We have, and just to reiterate something you said earlier, Chillin', we'll sign out, man. If there's anybody out there, brother or sister, who is having a hard time mentally, if you need somebody to talk to, and I'm not a therapist by any stretch of imagination, but I have a really good listening ear, and 2 pretty firm, stable shoulders right now, as even though I don't work out. I'm here for you to lean on me if necessary and if needed. Hit us up at the Soul of a Man podcast on our social media, DM us, do whatever. We check our DMs regularly. Just whatever is necessary, man. We need you here. Your families need you here. We can't continue to lose people to self-infliction. So I just wanted to put that out there, man, and get some help if you're struggling. But it starts with us. If you just need to talk, we're here. Good deal.
Well,
thank y'all for having me on tonight. I appreciate it,
man. Thank you, and maybe seeing a little bit more of you in the future.
Yes, sir. Hopefully, trying to work on some things, put some stuff in the pot.
Good deal, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
This has been the Soul of a Man podcast. I'm your boy DB. That's my guy Chill, and that's our boy DJ Wilmark Harris. We're out.